chest presses are a staple exercise in a lot of programs. But if you're a beginner or you're novice or you just want to brush up on some techniques and tips for the dumbbell chest press, let's get into it. So first off, we're going to need a flat bench and a dumbbell. Duh, the staples for it. All right, now when we slide down, all right, on our back, right, now there's a couple things here, right? Now, when the weight gets heavier, sometimes when it can be hard to actually get ourselves in position. So I'm going to be doing this with just one dumbbell because you're not really going to be seeing the other side until I change the position of this. All right, but what people do is put your dumbbells on top of your thighs like this. You're going to want to kick your thigh back, extend your arm and lie down. That's how you're going to get the dumbbell, especially if it's a little heavier dumbbell, in position. Now, first thing we want to look at is the wrist. We want to make sure we don't want our wrist to be bent like this. That'll put a little bit of strain on our wrist, and it doesn't really help us activate our triceps as much. Instead, think knuckles up. All right, we want to be punching the ceiling when we're doing this, right? Now, next thing that we want to notice is the position of the arm, right? Now, you can either have the arm like this or like this. That really depends on which way style you're doing this. Now, if we're just doing a general chest press, right? I'm going to lower this, and you can see here that my elbow is tucked at 45 degrees, all right? I'm not out here like 90 degrees, and I'm not tucked right here, all right? So traditional chest press, we want to try to keep our elbow tucked at about 95 degrees. Another thing we're looking at is this forearm. We want this forearm to be vertical, okay? We don't want the forearm coming in like this. We want to keep it up and out so that way we feel our chest being tensed, all right? Now, from here, when we press the action, we want to think about punching. Again, you can see my knuckles are here, wrist isn't bent. We want to punch, boom, punch up to the ceiling. And you can see that I'm maintaining this kind of 45-degree angle with my dumbbell. It's not here, nor is it here, right? So just for a traditional chest press, we're going to keep that elbow tucked at 45 degrees. Right there. All right, now let's say, hey, you know what? Let's say your shoulder doesn't like that too much. What we're going to want to do is rotate and do something called a neutral grip chest press, which is keeping that elbow tucked close to the body. Press it up, right? So no matter which variation we're going for, we're still keeping that wrist and forearm straight, punching up to the ceiling. All right, now this variation is going to work a lot more of your chest, but it can also place a strain on your shoulder. All right, so this variation is a little bit wider. All right, again, my forearm is vertical, my wrist is directly over my elbow. There's a lot more tension on my chest and shoulder. I'm gonna press it up. So if we're going a little bit wider with our elbows, I would highly suggest you decrease the weight to take some tension off the shoulder, all right? If you're going with heavy weight, traditional grip, keep that elbow tucked. That's gonna be the best position for your shoulder and give you the most out of this exercise. All right, going with that neutral grip, it's a little easier on the shoulder, but it requires less chest and shoulder, so it's gonna work more of the tricep, all right? Those are 3 different variations you could do, so let me show you here. All right, so the traditional way is keeping those elbows tucked at a 45-degree angle, pressing up, all right? If you want a little more chest and shoulder, you can rotate a little bit, drive the elbows wide, press it up. All right, now with that one, we want to go a little bit lighter because we don't want to place too much strain on the front of our shoulder, all right? Now the next up, let's say the shoulders are bothering you a little bit, boom, go think thumbs up, neutral grip position, keep your elbows tucked, punch from there. All right, that position, still got to go a little bit lighter because you're going to be using less chest and shoulder and a lot more tricep. So think about those tips the next time you're doing the dumbbell bench press. Are your knuckles up? When you're pressing, are you punching the ceiling? Is your forearm vertical when doing this? Think about those, and also how does your chest and shoulder feel? Where is your elbow at? All right, so give those a try. Let me know how they feel. If you are having some shoulders that are bugging you, give those 3 different variations a try and see which one feels best for you. All right, now another thing you can do as well is, let's say, you know, I want you to do it this way. Give my right arm a little more love. All right, we can also go on the floor. So if somebody's really having a tough time with that shoulder, all right, I'll have them roll over to the side like this to grab the dumbbell so they can roll over. Boom, and look at that. They're already in the position. So this is called the floor press, all right? So I'm gonna show you, here's the neutral one. My elbow is tucked. As I'm doing this, let me actually show you here from the side so you get a better angle. Look at this. All right, now, or I can go the traditional, which is going about 45 degrees. What's cool about the floor press version is it's gonna naturally stop you at a point, so it's not gonna put too much strain on the shoulder. If I'm going a little bit wider for my chest, you drive that elbow out to the side, creating more of a 90-degree angle. Right there, all right? So floor press could also be a good way to limit the range of motion if you're feeling some tension in the shoulder. Boom. Another thing you can do from there is get those hips up, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna bring a little bit more range of motion into the mix while helping out with stability. All right? But again, the same thing applies to that floor press. We're gonna keep the knuckles up, forearms vertical, and think about punch up to the ceiling when you're doing those chest presses. Hey, let me know how these tips were for you. Does it help your shoulder? Do you feel a little more confident? Do you feel a little bit stronger and in more control of your movement? If you do, fantastic. Let me know if you got any questions or if there's an exercise that you're not quite sure on, and I'll make a video addressing that for you. If you have a friend that's just starting off in training or has some sloppy form, send them this video so that we can clean up their technique, keep their shoulders strong and safe while lifting heavy. I'll catch you next time.